right now as we speak. Um,
Real.
yes, it is. Welcome to the Bitrate. I'm Sean, and this is the Inner Circle Gaming Network. And this is the first official podcast of the Walker Talkers. Introducing Chris Mello, one of my best
What's up,
friends,
guys? What up,
Zach
guys?
James,
What it
one of
is.
my great friends, and me, of course. I don't have a camera yet, but I'm a ginger. And I was sad to see the news from today. So, what we're first going to talk about is, did it take too long to get to where it was supposed to be on the initial episode? Were you guys satisfied with it, or uh, let's get your input? We'll start with Mello, then we'll move on to Zach.
I thought it was actually perfect. I mean, obviously, it was the initial, can it get to, I want to know who dies and all this stuff. But I think they did it perfectly. Throughout the whole episode, I didn't want to go to the bathroom. I didn't want to grab something to drink. I was focused on the show. I think it did it correctly. Who they killed and all this stuff came as a bit of a surprise. I'm assuming we'll talk about that in a little bit. But when they killed off the first initial character, I was like, oh, okay, that's a little shocking. I didn't actually expect that. And then when they killed off the second character, I was like, whoa. And then I actually thought they were going to kill a third character. And I don't know. The episode was great. It was one of the best Walking Dead episodes they have out.
Okay, Zach, what do you think, bud? What's going on in your head? I know you
Oh,
were a
okay,
little
well,
shocked and
honestly,
amazed of what happened.
I'm still shaking. I can't even process it. But as far as, the original question of when it actually showed us what happened, I do think it was good. I never wanted something to happen so much and also not want it to happen at the same time. That's kind of what this episode made me feel. Uh, I don't usually feel like this. I feel like I literally lost somebody close to me that I know. That's what it feels like right now. But to the original question of, when it happened during the episode, I think it was good. I'm glad they didn't wait till the end. I'm also kind of glad that it didn't just start off like it, because it would have just, I feel like it would have just got us all real emotional, and there was just enough anticipation, and they definitely got us. I mean, they always do, but I just didn't see it coming. It was so good.
Okay, let me first start off by saying that I made a video yesterday of my prediction on who I thought was going to die because of the simple fact that it wasn't the obvious choice. And I made a video about 2 weeks before that with the prediction of who I thought was going to die, and I totally changed my mind. I was like, no, there's no way they're going to do this. So let's switch it up, think logically, and who would they kill? And my prediction was Maggie. I honestly thought that that was the person that they were going to kill. When this happened, I was almost I was shocked. I was shocked because of the fact that they went the obvious route, but at the same time it was like so they're still your favorite characters. I mean,
I think
we're going
I
to
like the fact
it's
that it was a bait
spoiler
and
alert.
switch.
What was that?
I said I like the bait and switch that they did, though.
Yeah, exactly, right? And let's do a little bit of a spoiler alert right now. So if you are watching, you probably watched The Walking Dead already. And Glenn and Abraham are victims of Lucille. And the brutalness of this scene was so intense that you felt like you were getting hit in the
I don't think this is a past tense thing because I can still feel it. Like, I feel like I got punched in the gut, and ever since it happened, I'm still just getting punched in the gut. It's a terrible feeling. Uh, as far as predictions, my original thought was Abraham. I thought that he was the only one who could take, a blow from Lucille and still be able to take another one. But as far as Glenn dying, that's what really hit home to me because hit home, get it? Oh God.
Oh, too
But
soon,
that's what
man.
really got me.
Too soon.
Because,
Yeah,
you
too
know,
soon.
from the beginning, Glenn is what, it's like one of the first characters that Rick comes across. So when Negan was like, "Did I get your right hand man?" He actually did. So I don't know. It's so much to process, and I'm very upset. Very upset. I am happy that it wasn't Daryl. Daryl is my favorite character, but
I feel like they should
But it was
kill off
Daryl's
Daryl
fault.
eventually.
It was Daryl's fault. Daryl doesn't jump up and Glenn doesn't die. You son of a bitch. And I think that that's what they made this to be. They made it for you to start to have this little bit of like angst
finally
or
get some heat
like
towards him.
finally get some hate towards this guy that got rid of such a pivotal character in the comic book and in the TV show. So it's a sad day.
I just can't believe how they threw us off. Like, I knew that they're gonna throw us off, but the way that it happened.
I had no idea. I was like, oh, okay, so Abraham died, and I was like, wow, this sucks. Like, wow. And then all of a sudden, Daryl punched Negan, and I don't know. I was like, oh god, are they actually gonna do it? Are they gonna kill Daryl? Like, so many people are gonna be pissed. But are they gonna do it? And
I
then,
thought he was gonna die.
like, in a way, I figured because Daryl's such an important part of the show and that people love him so much that they wouldn't kill him yet. But like, I was going through my mind. I'm like, are they gonna do it? Are they not gonna do it? And then like right before like he kind of switched over and like hit Glenn, I was like, I think he's gonna kill somebody else. Is he gonna kill Maggie too? Like,
I had the same feeling. I'm like, he's just not gonna stop.
I thought he was gonna
So-
kill off. And then what was with showing his son getting hit and Michonne and all stuff.
Well,
like, they made
he
it seem
was
like
just
all
going
this
through
stuff
his
was,
head
like,
because when he was on top of the camper, he was reflecting and thinking to himself, if I don't get back into the camper, he is going to do this to the other people.
Yeah, but
so
when I saw that, I was like, wait, is he dreaming the whole time? Like, are they going to end the episode showing that actually two different people died?
well, that's what that's exactly what I said to Zach while we were watching it, because we were like, I was like, there's no way this is real. There's no way it's real. He has to be dreaming this all, because he kind of.
As soon as it happened, I'm like, this is it. I'm like, this. No, I'm like, this is it. They can't fix this. This isn't a dream. This is what happened.
Yeah, but like,
And now we
when
have
they
to
showed
accept
the
it, and that's what the
flashback-
rest of the show is gonna be, is accepting it now.
but like when they did the whole not flashback, the whole pretend fake out, like, oh, we killed Carl and we killed Michonne and all these people. I was like, wait a minute, okay, so it could be a dream. So we're gonna go back and like the last like couple seconds of the TV show of the episode, it's gonna be like Daryl dead or something. It's gonna be a complete psych out. Like,
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
what I thought was going to go on. I thought maybe he's just dreaming this up, and it all of this hasn't happened yet, and he's still sitting in the line, and he's just imagining what's going to happen.
I think that was what was so great about the episode, is that even after what we saw, there was still a possibility that it could be something completely different. It's kind of crazy how they can do that.
And I have to hand it to Andrew Lincoln. He's such an emotional actor that I don't know what traumatizing experience he had in life, but to act the fear in his voice, the fear in his face, everything, like when Negan was telling him to cut off Carl's arm, and the fear, everything, it gets you emotional because you don't know what to
If
do.
you want to talk about emotional, they're doing a tribute to Glenn right now on The Talking Dead, and I'm literally about to lose it.
Pussy.
Dude, I don't know. What really killed me is like it takes a lot to get my like tears and juices going, but like that him killing Glenn, I was like, oh god, like this is happening. And then like Glenn with like his eye popping out and half dead is like calling out to Maggie, and then like.
But he didn't just
get
say
his head back.
he didn't just call out. He said,
I will find you.
"I will find you." He said, "Maggie, I will find you." and it got me choked up. But that's not even what got me choked up. It was the scene at the end, and they're all carrying everybody away, and Rick has this like epiphany or something, and everybody's sitting at a Thanksgiving table. Glenn's
Oh
holding his
yeah.
son, and everybody looks happy, and it was just one of those things to where it's like that pulled on my heartstrings. I was like,
That
I
thing
was
clearly ain't
hoping
happening again.
that Glenn would make it for a while. What was that?
I said, it was one of those things where it's like clearly that ain't ever happening again.
Yeah, exactly. And I kind of want to go back and see who was at the table, because maybe it was more people that have died in
There
the
was a
past.
lot of
Kind of like,
people,
huh?
and there was a lot of people at the table. I don't see a
I think
single-
exactly what it was is Negan mentioned something about you think that there would be a happy ending with all you at a table.
Yeah,
I think it was just everyone there.
yeah,
I don't think it was anyone more than
Yeah, I don't think it was anybody like who died in the past. I didn't see
Yeah,
any.
yeah.
Like, it wasn't somebody like that. Yeah.
As far as like Abraham, like I feel like we're talking a lot about Glenn, which we should get more into because he's a very,
I should probably
strong
check to see
character,
if
but
anybody's
Abraham
even
died
watching us
too.
right now, to be honest with you. I totally forgot that we're live. And I'm not checking to see if anybody's watching us. So, my bad. If you were in my room, I really do appreciate you here. I really do appreciate everybody. Sorry about that.
Anyway, back to Abraham's death though. He went out probably the way that
You would expect,
That had the biggest
you
balls.
expect him to. Yeah,
you
he
know,
always gets the last word. So
suck my
Yeah.
nuts. Yo,
Suck
bro,
my
what?
And like he got hit in the head and like didn't even phase him at all. But I mean, throughout the entire last season, the season before that, he's been like wanting to kill himself. So I doubt he like even cared,
well,
By the way, there are people that commented. Trenton Giles said "holla," and then he said "bye," and then White Child 101, aka Jeremy, said "awesome wow factor" in the whole episode. So that's pretty cool.
that's what I was trying. That's what I was saying too. Is that just like they showed you what happened, but like you could either believe it or not accept it and wait for something else to happen. But it's what really happened.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
So I'm on Twitter right now, and this is probably the tweet of the year. Some guy goes, "Heads up, AMC TV is showing a weird version of baseball tonight where only one team has a bat, no one wears uniforms, and I almost threw up."
Oh, dude, the fucking eye though, the eye poking out, and it actually, it looked like a still from the comic book. Like if you
Yeah.
go to the comic book and you look at that scene where he's saying, because he only says Maggie, he doesn't say like a full sentence like he did in the show. He just says Mag. That's all he says, and he starts hitting him again, and that's it. So when they showed his face, it looked like that with his eye poking out or whatever. I mean, that's what it looked like. It pretty badass.
What about when his head was gone and his hands were still twitching?
I know that's
That was pretty morbid.
yeah. The show's pretty morbid. It's about zombies and
I think
people
the
killing
image of
people.
just both of their heads bashed in is like, it's just so stuck in my vision right now that it's so hard to
I was
shake.
Abraham for Halloween last year. I'm a huge
crazy.
fan of Abraham. So when Abraham died, it kind of, to me, he's a ginger. I'm a ginger. He's badass. I'm badass. It's just the way things go. I honestly liked him. He's he's one of my favorite. Other than Tyrese, my favorite character was Abraham.
Yeah. So I gotta say a final word because I gotta head out early, get ready for work.
All right, man.
I will say, on a final note, best in terms of like pacing, wanting to see more, overall anxiety, and all that stuff. One of the best Walking Dead episodes, and like
Wait.
only-
Best season premiere of
No,
any
altogether.
season? No, I'm just asking you. Best season premiere of any season? Like, what do you hold this to on all the other seasons? On the
Well, I
six
was
other
gonna
seasons?
compare it. I was gonna compare it to Game of Thrones. See,
Oh,
the difference is though the reason why I only say Game of Thrones does it better, and I don't mean this in a negative way towards Walking Dead, because Walking Dead did phenomenal and it was one of the best episodes they ever put out. But the only reason why Game of Thrones does it a tiny bit better is because when Game of Thrones kills off a character, it could be they could kill off Rick and still like they'll kill him off and go to the next scene like it doesn't matter. With Walking Dead, they like made you feel or made you upset, which was awesome. But like I kind of wish they kind of
and
pulled a Walking
and
Dead
Game of
or
Thrones is on
Game of Thrones.
HBO.
Yeah,
So
yeah. But I'm just saying,
I'm
like
watching the reactions right now of when they killed Glenn, and everyone is bawling their eyes out.
yeah, I expected
I'm
it.
showing
actually
on
gonna
The
put
Talking Dead.
our reaction up in a little while.
Oh, you guys filmed a reaction
Yes,
video
we
to
filmed our reaction. So
Oh my god, that's awesome.
yeah. So
But
we're
yeah,
gonna
like I said, on a final note, best Walking Dead episode ever. I can't wait to see what goes on. I just wish like they kind of pulled a Walking Dead and like had Glenn or
Game of
no,
Thrones.
not even Glenn, like Abraham get his head bashed in and then like completely like bash his head in and just like walked away to the next scene or something. Like obviously you're still surprised in all this stuff and you still feel for that character, but it makes you feel more like that Negan doesn't give a shit because like he bashed his head in and he kept talking and like mentioning stuff. He should have just bashed his head in and then maybe immediately went and bashed Glenn's in. You know what I'm saying? Like just killed two people.
I understand what you're saying, but I
Like, he
think
just
with
didn't
with him, it's a connect with an audience. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And they make his monologues long-winded.
Oh, his monologues were phenomenal.
Yeah, of course.
I was just trying to figure out some way to compare it to
This is
anything
Lucille,
else.
and Lucille
You know what I mean? I was trying to figure out a way to
is
connect it to
awesome.
anything else. And the only other show I could think of is Game of Thrones that ever made me have anxiety. Because, like, I don't know, have you guys ever seen Game of Thrones?
No,
No.
I don't watch it.
All right, there's like one particular scene, and if anybody's listening, it was the Red Wedding, and it was like everything was positive. I won't spoil it in case you guys ever watch Game of Thrones, but like,
Everybody gets
it's
killed.
like, yeah, everybody just gets wiped out. All these main characters, these important figures, just get decimated, and then like the next episode, it's like. It's
didn't
like it
happen.
never mattered. Yeah, it never mattered to anybody. And
That's
we were
crazy.
like, dude, these are main characters throughout like 2 seasons. You know what I mean? But on that note, have fun, guys. I love you. Walking
love you
Dead,
too,
man.
man.
I don't know. I don't know what to do, man. Walking Dead was nuts. But yeah,
Thanks for joining us, bro.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I want to
We
see
really
that
do
reaction
appreciate it.
video. I wanna
Oh
see
yeah,
that
we're gonna be
reaction
putting
video.
it out. I'm gonna be putting it out right after this. I just gotta charge my battery and then.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah. All right, man.
See
See
ya.
you. Have a good one. Thank you.
Later.
That was Chris Mello. Oh, did you guys both just hang up on me? Are
I'm
you
still
still here
here.
with me? Okay, so that was Chris Mello from the Bitrate. He is one of our people. He doesn't do videos much, but that's all good. Zach and I are still here, and we're only going to talk for a few more minutes. I'm going to give you my opinion on what I think about the whole thing, and then you could give your whole opinion.
Well, I think I should go first because I think that you're going to actually say a lot.
I'm not going to say that much. So I'm going to give mine first because I know that you're going to talk a lot. So
I don't talk. Go ahead.
okay.
Go ahead.
So Glenn was there since day one. He's supposed to die now. If he didn't die now, I don't know where he would be in the story. Or if he or Maggie didn't die now, I don't know where they would be in the story. Because Maggie is a stronger leader without Glenn. She doesn't have the crutch. She doesn't have somebody to lean on. So it's her. She's more callous. She's not more cold, but she's more stern. She's more of a leader without Glenn. And as for Abraham, he was supposed to die. Denise got an arrow through the eye from Dwight, and that was supposed to be Abraham. So you kind of expected these two things to happen. I personally would have loved to see them go for a woman to make it a little bit more insensitive and pull at the heartstrings a little more, and just have you know that Negan doesn't give a fuck. there's no fucks given, and he will kill anybody. He doesn't give a shit, and that's my opinion on why I think they should have went the Maggie route. And it's not because I don't like Maggie, because I love her. I think she's hot, and I want to marry her. But anyway.
There you go.
Anyway, that's my thoughts. Maggie should have died. Abraham could have died. I wouldn't have. It wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But if Maggie died, I think Abraham should have. Or sorry, Glenn should have lived. That's all. That's my opinion.
So when they released that first clip of the season premiere, um, my initial thought was Daryl, and I even prepared myself a little bit for it because he's my favorite character, and I did not want him to die. So I am glad that he didn't die, even though he was the reason that Glenn died. What sucks is that I didn't prepare myself for Glenn to die at all. He was furthest from Rick, so like I just didn't even consider it. And the fact that I didn't do that, it just threw me off guard. And now I wish I did prepare myself because this is just so hard to get through.
Maggie, I'll find you.
Don't see like dude, you say that, and I just see the eye.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying,
It's
bro.
like I can't even get it out of my head.
The Greg Nicotero or whatever the hell his name is, Craig Nicotero. I don't know he's like the special effects guy. He directs and all that other stuff. He's amazing at his job. He does a fucking stand-up job. The walker on the that was hanging, and
Yeah.
Rick jumps on him and his neck starts to rip off. I mean, that's some cool ass shit. But this is just a short podcast. This isn't anything long. Zach probably wants to get home to his nice warm house and a nice warm cup of milk, hang out with his mom. And
That sounds weird. Like, why'd you have
he's
to
gonna
say the
cuddle
milk?
up to her on the couch because Glenn is dead, and he's gonna get into the fetal position and be sad now.
You know that saying, you don't know what you have until it's gone.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like right now.
It's a TV show, but we love it. We love The Walking Dead. I know we probably should have started this 6 seasons ago, but we got all the equipment. We are ready to do this now. We do appreciate everybody or anybody that has come by, stopped by, and hung out. I know this is just a short little podcast, but
Well, if you think about it, this was probably the most significant thing that has happened in this show.
it really is. It really is. But isn't every season something the most significant of the show
But
so
like I'm
far?
thinking about it and I'm like,
Like okay, look at a few years back. You have usually it's season ending stuff. You don't usually start a season with deaths. You usually end a
yeah,
season
you
with
don't.
deaths. I guess that you're right because significance of them dying right at the beginning of the season is kind of like, holy shit, what the fuck are we going to deal with for the rest of the season? Who the hell else is going to be gone before season's end? You know, is this shit going to work? How many new people are going to come in? You got Ezekiel, you have the whole kingdom, you're going to have more of Jesus, you're going to have a whole bunch of characters to where you're going to probably grow in love, and then Negan's going to kill them and bash their fucking heads in. And we're going to be right in this boat all over again, and we're going to be
I
crying.
guess what I'm saying is that this episode just made me realize that don't get too connected because whoever you do like the most eventually is going to die.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Like, I agree with you. My thing is Rick. I mean, we saw in the preview, and he says, I'm not your leader anymore. Negan's your leader. He's never given in to anything like that ever. Terminus, he kicked ass. Even the saviors at the beginning, he kicked their ass. Anybody that stood in his way, the governor, he kicked his ass. It's just those things to where you never seen a guy like back down like this. But I think it might be a ruse, and he might be planning to come back and kill him. But you don't know, because in the comic book, Negan, he's still alive, but no one knows where he is. So we will see. And he will kill women. He might kill children. He was willing to cut off a kid's arm today. So we will see. And that scene was so emotional. It was so
Yeah, that was
emotional.
crazy. He was gonna do it.
He was gonna do it, and it was just. Andrew Lincoln is just such a great actor, bro. Like the emotions that come out of him are like, they make me want to cry and lay down and not get up and be depressed. He makes me depressed, which that's a good fucking actor if he
Yeah,
can
dude.
make you depressed.
I've never felt like this after watching a TV show.
Exactly.
Like-
We should just stick to watching The Flash and the Arrow because this shit is too emotional.
I'll watch Flash and the Arrow and I'll shut it off before the credits are over, and I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, so
Yeah, right?
okay, wait till next week. And then now I'm still stuck on this episode where we lose two of our favorite characters, and it hurts. You don't know what you have until it's gone.
Exactly. But thank you everyone who has come out, watched the channel. If you're going to watch it, or if you're just clicking on, don't forget to press that follow or subscribe button, whether it's Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, or Facebook. Go ahead and follow us on every form of social media. We really do appreciate everyone that has come out. And don't forget to have a happy and safe Halloween. We'll see you next Sunday after the next episode of The Walking Dead, which won't be as so emotional. So Zach won't be over here spooning with me after the show. We will just be chilling, and we'll talk about every week. We'll talk about The Walking Dead. This is the Walker Talkers signing out. Me and Zach. Chris was here, but he's not. He's stupid. We don't care about him. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good night.